Remember when everyone was like, hey, Xbox is done with consoles? No, they're not done with consoles. They never were done with consoles. Those were social media warriors. Does anybody like social media warriors? Social media warriors are the problem with the world today. I'm going to say it. I'm like an old man. Social media warriors, they're the problem with the world today. Why? Because they're not actually invested in the truth. There are some people on social media invested in the truth. Find those guys, make them a part of your daily life. But many of the loudest voices out there are only concerned in their own persona. And that persona often involves criticizing everything and anything under the sun for which they know little about. Case in point, Xbox is going away from consoles. It's never making a console again. It's not happening. That was never the case. It never was the case. And today we got confirmation of that yet again. Xbox has announced a partnership with AMD for their next generation of consoles. The AMD executive has also come out and confirmed a deep collaboration with Xbox on all their next generation hardware. It's really exciting, and I actually like the video that Xbox put out. Sarah Bond was the main character. She was the main talking head on that video. Very cool. We're going to go over what Xbox says, what the AMD executive says. We're going to go over what this could mean for the future of next generation hardware. We're going to speculate here a little bit, but before we jump into it all, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time right here. Also, consider becoming a member. If you support the show, if you like what we're doing, hit that join button and become a member. Make this possible to do one day full time. Before we jump into this, though, or rather, we are jumping into this now before we jump into it. This is what happens when you're speaking live off the cuff. Here is the Xbox post that Xbox tweeted out, announcing that we're building the next generation of Xbox first-party devices and cloud, including our future Xbox consoles together with AMD. Next level performance, cutting-edge graphics, breakthrough gameplay, and unmatched compatibility. Stay tuned for what's next. Now, I'm going to play this video. We're not going to play the sound because we always get dinged on sound. You can see Sarah Bond talking about it right here, and she talks about it for most of the video. She calls this a strategic partnership, multi-year partnership with AMD. She talks about working hand in hand with the Windows team to make sure that your library works everywhere. This is the future. Those walls, the walled gardens of a PC and a console, they're going away. And I believe, at least from what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at, that Xbox is really leading the way on this front. And I do think that this benefits us as gamers. I think this benefits us as consumers in the gaming space. I think it's huge. The other thing that she talked about here is backwards compatibility, that their goal is to make all the games you're currently playing compatible with future devices. Again, something that Xbox has been very good on, and Xbox essentially has emulated many of their 360 games. And if you're an Xbox gamer, you have access to all of those that you don't have access to, by the way, from previous generations on other consoles. So Xbox has led the way there. I do think this is just further evidence in my mind that the ball is really rolling with all things Xbox. They're really driving the industry forward that we haven't seen from Xbox since the Xbox 360 generation. Man, I can't speak. Apologize. I'm blah, blah. I've been away for a while. I've been traveling for work. Let me tell you. I've been very, very busy. Let's jump over to see what the AMD executive now has to say. He retweeted the Xbox post here. Highly recommend checking out the video and watching it there. Jack Hune here. Here's what he said. One giant leap for AMD and Xbox, and a bold new chapter for the future of gaming. AMD and Xbox have stood side by side for over 20 years, powering some of the biggest moments in gaming as we continue to create seamless experiences that dissolve the boundaries of reality. I'm incredibly proud to share that today we're taking that to the next level. We're entering a new multi-year strategic partnership. Interesting that they use that same language there. That's totally business speak. To co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next generation Xbox consoles. That's right. Notice the key there. Across a portfolio of devices. What are those devices, you ask? Handheld, for sure. Console, for sure. And possibly maybe some PC options there as well. I mean, AMD's already on PC. But silicon across a portfolio of devices, including your next generation Xbox consoles. In your living room, in your hands, anywhere you want. Very interesting. This isn't just a hardware evolution. It's a bold shared vision to push the boundaries of what's possible in gaming. Next generation graphics and visual fidelity. Here's the thing. Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond have been on record saying that this generational leap is going to be the biggest that we've ever seen. What does that mean exactly? Graphic and visual fidelity definitely has to be a part of that, right? I think so. Immersive gameplay and player experiences enhanced with the power of AI. Immersive gameplay and AI, go hand in hand. NPCs are going to be able to react to you in the future, unlike anything we've ever seen. Worlds are going to feel more alive than ever before. Absolutely huge. And backwards compatibility with your existing Xbox game library. Again, absolutely huge. Well done, AMD and Xbox. All of this grounded in an open, player-first ecosystem, not locked to a single device or store. Now, the question here is, does this mean that there's going to be multiple storefronts or that there's going to be one storefront? I think some are speculating that it means multiple storefronts. I don't agree with that. I think Xbox is going to have one storefront. Now, games maybe that you buy on, for instance, Steam, maybe you can import them into your Xbox library. But I think the benefit to buying on Xbox, we saw this during the Xbox showcase. Why buy these on Xbox? Because you can play them anywhere. Xbox Play Anywhere. That doesn't mean you get to buy them on Steam and play them anywhere. It means you buy them on the Xbox storefront and you can play them on PC, handheld, console, wherever you want to play them. So that's huge. Again, that's the future of gaming, not locked to a single device or store. Huge thanks to Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, Roanna Stones, and the entire Xbox team for continuing to dream and co-engineer with us. The best is yet to come. So what do you think next generation of Xbox looks like? For me, I think they're probably aiming for native 4K 60. Some people are saying this means 4K 120. I don't think so. I think 4K 60 60 is the sweet spot. I don't think you need to go higher than 60 unless you're super competitive. On PC, maybe, you go 60, but you're not in 4K anyways. You're a 1440 or 1080 for monitors. In fact, the number one monitor used in PC gaming today is a 1080p monitor. That's a big misconception that, consoles can't even keep up with PCs. Well, they can if everything was on a 1080 monitor, but consoles are pushing graphics and video to a 4K monitor. That very much limits your, guess what? Most of your PCs can't do that either. So I do think 60. I don't think there's native 4K 120. I don't think there's that anytime soon. If there is, it's the fake AI version where they fill in the frames for you. But true native 4K 120, I don't think that's there. I also don't think that it's needed. I think on a PC it's there, of course. If you have the balls and not 4K even. I think it's 1080 or 1440. But if you want to spend $10,000 on a PC to do 4K 120, more power to you. And hey, be my friend. Or even 8K 60. Some players are saying 8K is unnecessary, and I don't think is a thing at all. I think 4K 60. I think 60 frames per center, 60 frames on next generation consoles is the goal, and I think that's the sweet spot. I think we're done with 30. I think that's just is. I think cloud gaming and AI is a huge integration in the next generation consoles. AI less on the hardware side, I think, although we do have NVIDIA who is showing off how they're utilizing it with hardware. Basically, they're using software to complement hardware, again, to fill in frames and make it seem like it's 120 when in actuality it's not at 120, stuff like that. But I think really where we see AI leaps is in gaming and game design. I think where we see AI leaps is in things like we talked about, NPC characters being able to react to you in real time, having conversations with you in real time. Indeed, Fortnite has had a character that they had to remove because they got it to say some pretty terrible stuff. But 4K Fortnite has experimented with this already, having an AI bot basically in the game that can react to you in real time. And I think what it can do for open world games, what it can do for closed world games, what it can do for interaction in gaming to make your world feel more alive is absolutely huge. It can study and react to your gameplay style, to what you do, the choices that you make, and then to go from there. I think that's absolutely huge. Do you think that the Xbox strategy here differs from the PlayStation 6? That's a big question, because PlayStation, because they're the leader in the console space, has not had to make the adjustments and the pivot that Xbox has had to make. Xbox, because they're not the leader, is more free. They're a victim of their own. PlayStation is a little bit of a victim of their own success in that they're not forced to lead the way on these decisions. There's an advantage there as well. They can sit back and say, here's what Xbox did right. Here's what Xbox did wrong. There's a little bit more of a risk in being first in on the market with things like Game Pass, with even Xbox Play Anywhere, Xbox Cloud, with removing the walls here from across console devices. There's also an advantage of being first in. You can corner the market. You can take up most of there's first mover advantage there. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I do think that PlayStation and Nintendo both inevitably have to follow the no walls and focus on a store. I mean, we've already seen PlayStation no longer look at console sales as a target in their numbers when they talk to investors. They're looking at monthly active users. Same as Xbox. That's what Xbox has been doing for a while now, largely due to they're looking at subscribers across Game Pass. They're looking at players in their perpetually online games, their live service games, and that's the future there. PlayStation also, I think, is in on cloud, of course. I don't think there's a difference there. The only question here is on number one, subscription service, and number two, walled gardens. Does PlayStation, let's be honest, they can and still be successful. I think there's a point where they can't, and there's a point where the benefit becomes too big and you have too much of a freedom on Xbox and PC, et cetera, that PlayStation looks archaic. But as of right now, it's interesting. I think it's up in the air, and it's going to be interesting to see. Does Xbox succeed? Just because I think Xbox is going to succeed with this strategy doesn't mean that they will either. I do think that they will. Let me know what you guys think, though. Do you think PlayStation follows suit? Do you think Xbox succeeds with this? Let me know in the comments below. Does Xbox prioritize PC-like performance with console accessibility? I mean, I think the standard they're looking for is 60 frames a second on everything. That's it. And I think that brings that performance across platforms. That's what's missing right now. I think AMD, working hand in hand with AMD, probably helps you get that. I think the most important part with AMD is that backwards compatibility component there. So absolutely huge. In closing, I think this absolutely future-proofs Xbox 100%. I think they're leading the way. I think cloud gaming, Xbox Play Anywhere. I think no more walled gardens. I think being able to play your games on multiple devices and get those achievements and be able to access your friends and your friends' library and chat and Discord built in across platforms and devices is the future of gaming. I think it's the future of console gaming. I don't think we'll be talking about consoles in the future. I think we'll be talking about platforms. I think we'll be saying, oh, you play on Xbox. And that doesn't mean you play on a console. That means you're part of the same way we talk about Netflix. Netflix doesn't mean you have an LG TV or a Sony TV. It just means, oh, you're on Netflix. Did you see the show on Netflix? Oh, did you play this game? It's on Xbox. Hey, friend me. I'm on Xbox. And I think that's just a reality of the future that we live in. It's going to be very interesting to see how this goes down. Let me know your thoughts. What did I miss? What did I not get right? What did you agree with? What did you disagree with? Let me know in the comments below. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.